This video is extremely important to landlords or people who occupy multiple buildings. For example, a house to stay, an office to work, and a warehouse to keep stock for your business. Hi, I'm Ino. In this video, we will look into a specific excluded condition where insurance companies will generally impose on their insurance policy for buildings, for example, fire insurance, house owner and householder policy, burglary insurance. This condition is called unoccupancy, something that looks like this. Any buildings left unoccupied for more than 30 days unless the building is intended to be unoccupied in its normal operation, and you have informed us of this when you apply for this policy. Or something look like this. We do not cover any loss or damage if your building is unoccupied for longer than 3 months in any one period of insurance, unless you have advised us and it has been noted on your policy schedule. Although different companies might use slightly different wordings, but it still carries the same message, which is coverage of your insurance policy will be suspended if the building is unoccupied for more than a certain period. Most policies say that coverage will cease if the building has not been occupied for more than 30 consecutive days. Once again, this is different from companies to companies. So, as long as the property is regularly occupied, temporary unoccupancy will not invalidate the coverage. So, no worries. Properties can become unoccupied from several different scenarios. For resident buildings, this might be because the house is not the owner's main residence, or because the owner is going to have an extended holidays. Similarly, for buy-to-let landlords, a property may become unoccupied for a lengthy period of time between tenancy, or any buildings which is unoccupied due to a special conditions like MCO, movement control orders, or lockdown. The rationale for insurance company imposing this condition is simple. An unoccupied home or buildings represent a greater risk, as it is more likely to attract thieves, vandals, squatters. Equally, there is a greater chance of structural damage in an unoccupied home because no one is available there to deal with it. Let's say a burst pipe or fire. Are properties potentially unoccupied for an extended period of time? If not, then you can skip the rest of the video, as it might not be relevant to you. But before that, please share this video with one of your friends or relatives, as they might have properties that are potentially unoccupied for a period of time, and your action can actually help them to get away from the trap of unwariness. Thank you very much. If you do have properties which potentially unoccupied for an extended period of time, please stay and watch. You won't regret it. Okay, now this is what you should do step by step. The first step, check the fine print of your insurance policy. Look for the words unoccupied and then see how many days it mentioned, or maybe you can get your agent or insurance company for this information. The second step, ask your insurance company or agent what are the requirements that are needed to prove your buildings are occupied. Then fulfill those requirements and keep your evidence and supporting documents in case you need it in the future. Now, for example, situation like MCO or lockdown, get the confirmation of waiver for this condition from insurance company or your agent if it is available. If you find yourself unable to fulfill the requirements that are needed to prove your buildings are occupied, this is what you should do next. First, if it is a certain incident, like going for a long holiday, which you know approximately how long, I would suggest before you're going for the travel, officially inform the insurance company by writing or filling up the form at the branch, and then pay some relevant payments if needed. Upon the approval of the insurance company for your application, then your risk of getting into this situation should be very minimum. But if it is a uncertain incidents, like you're still waiting for tenant to rent your place, I'll suggest changing your policy to a vacant risk policy, because a vacant risk policy is designed for buildings under unoccupied situation. Okay, if you find that it is a challenge to contact your insurance company or your agent to help you to complete what I have just suggested you can contact me for our fast assurance fee-based technical support service. But if your agent or advisor is able to help you, do always get your help from them first. In conclusion, to almost all property owners, whether you're just a private homeowner or in a commercial context, you will need to consider the implication of your unoccupied buildings condition at some point. I will recommend that you check the fine print of your policy in order to understand when do you need to notify your insurance company if your property become unoccupied, and the steps which needed to be taken in order to comply with unoccupied buildings conditions. A failure to do so may be the difference between your insurance company paying or refusing to pay a claim. So hopefully this video brings you great values to improve your financial decisions making. If it does, please like and share this video so others can also gain the benefit. Thank you very much and see you next time.